But I'm Megan Henningsen. I work for the Center for Global Engagement, and I help coordinate these courses. So I'm here to talk a little bit about the logistics of the course.
Well, Peter College, King Rogers, Assistant Professor of Energy Law and Commerce and Director of the program.
Awesome. So first, you want to talk a little bit about like the actual course?
Oh, well, the course, again, thanks for having us and hosting us and planning. Long story short, the course itself starts in the spring semester. It is a class that lasts for 15 weeks, and there's 2 textbooks. There's a geology book, and then there's an alternative energy textbook that we'll be using. That portion of the class will be taught over that 15-week period, but we'll also have at least one visit from Global group will come over, and you'll talk about, I guess in April probably is it when you usually come over?
Yeah.
And give them like an orientation for what's coming up on the trip when we go post spring semester. And post spring semester, the plan is we leave Sunday after graduation, which I don't remember the exact date, but I know it's the Sunday after graduation. And the 12th, and we would go to Stavanger, stay there, have classes on campus at the University of Stavanger, and then transfer over to Oslo. And that would be, if I remember correctly, on a Sunday. I would go over the time of what day, I remember exactly the dates, and then we'd be a couple days in Oslo, then return to the US. And then the Oslo portion will be possibly working with the University of Oslo and other local parties in Oslo. We got some relationships because the reason there's various parties we're talking to, both in industry and also academia. And hopefully we'll have PSA talk to us as well, which is the equivalent of what we have here in the US, federal regulator. That's the regulator for energy in Norway. And that class, compared to what we did last year we did 7 days. I think we're looking at, is it 10?
Yeah.
10 days, short an extra couple days. Still 2 locations, but more time in the second location than we had in Edinburgh last time. But it's a comprehensive energy class that covers not just what we call traditional or organic industry. You got oil and gas, but also we'll be looking at renewables. Like I said, one of the textbooks is an alternative energy textbook that I think is used quite a bit in the energy management program. That's just the high level.
Perfect. So this course will count as one of your major courses for energy management majors. If you have any questions about how this fits into your degree plan, you should talk to your student success coach. A little bit about like the course logistics. So you guys actually won't be allowed to enroll in the course yourselves. And the reason for that is because last year we had some students enroll and not recognize that it was a travel course. And we started buying tickets and stuff. And they were like, oh my goodness, I didn't plan on going to Uganda or whatever. So this year we're pausing enrollment, and instead what you'll do is you'll register through our office, and I'll show you a little bit about what that looks like. But you have until December 1st to complete that registration, and then also sign a travel course commitment form. Basically, it's just a form that you sign, and then after that we'll start booking tickets and things like that. So there won't be any add or drop after that date. So as we talked about a little bit, you guys are going to multiple locations on this trip in Norway. Do you want to talk a little bit about the cultural?
We're not going to the Bergen this time. We're not going to Bergen.
Oh, yeah, we did exclude that.
Right. But that was one of the things we're looking to, but there is possibility of a ferry ride and explore, but not to Bergen, somewhere else. Mm-hmm. I just want to be on a ferry. And I think, well, I want everybody to experience it. So that is an option for Saturday. Other thing I need to highlight is what is that Friday? Does anybody know? Anyway, I can tell you what it is in your Norway. Whatever that day is, that Friday, is it the 17th or whatever? It is the Norwegian 4th of July. So that Friday after we arrive will be all cultural. There's no classes that day. basically going to be a big holiday. There's nothing we can do. I mean, we can do it. Nothing. There's no academic activities that we're planning that day. Is what I'm trying to say. And so it's just going to be what we structure there on the 4th. That their equivalent on the 4th of July is still under discussion, but it will be a nice cultural experience, because the class is not just, another thing is not just, this is a good point to emphasize, this class is not just the academics, the stuff that we're covering in class, but it's also cultural. And so that's a nice benefit that we'll have that day. I won't be surprised if Norwegians don't extend their holidays Thursdays through the following week, but to the extent that offices are open, we'll be utilizing those spaces. But there's a lot of opportunity for not only the activities we have in Stavanger, but when we're in Oslo, there's some nice cultural aspects as well that we'll be doing in Oslo, which is the capital of Norway.
So we've got obviously some academic things that you guys will be doing on the ground in Norway, but also some cultural excursions. There's an itinerary on our program website, tentative, meaning it might change. So if you have any questions, you can definitely reference that. This is part of your guys' spring term. So even though some of the academic portions will happen on that May 12th through the 22nd, it'll still count like 3 credits towards that. So that looks pretty normal. As far as costs go, so since this is for your guys' spring semester as part of your spring billing, so this will hit your account whenever your normal spring billing hits, I think like in January or February or something like that. The cost for this course is $4,700 tentatively, meaning it might change a little bit if we can find a cheaper flight. We're going to book a cheaper flight, and that may change the dates a little bit as well, but you're still looking at about the same amount of time in Norway, but you may leave like a day later or something if we find a cheaper flight. We'll let you know about that beforehand. The flight right now is sitting at about $1,600. Flights are really expensive right now internationally, so that's why it's kind of high. The program fee is $3,100, and that's pretty all-inclusive. So it includes everything listed on your itinerary, ground transportation, all of those fun things. Obviously, we lumped the airfare in there. So basically, on top of that, all you really need to budget for are souvenirs, anything extra that you're going to want to do in Norway, and some of your meals. Any questions about the costs? So this class is really cool. We got some department funding. So the first 15 Collins College of Business students to complete our application and also the grant application get a $2,000 scholarship, which is really awesome. If you haven't done that, we'll talk about how you can do that. I believe there's still spaces left. On top of that, you can also apply for our internal scholarships. So we've got, and that deadline is November 15th for all of the scholarships. We've got one grant called the Foreign Correspondent Grant. Basically, you would be managing the social media for us while you're abroad. We'll give you our Instagram login. You'll do an Instagram takeover. You'll submit photos, and then you'll write a blog post whenever you come back, and you get a $300 stipend for that. And then there's the Global Engagement Mentor Grant, where you also get a $300 stipend. And basically, you'll just be helping with some logistical things beforehand, making sure students submit their passports, those types of things, and then helping on ground with some logistics, making sure students get where they need to go, and then helping me with an event after that, where you'll just show up and talk about your experiences in Norway. Again, you guys have until December 1st to commit to the course, and after that, there's no, you won't be able to get a refund for that course fee. As far as enrollment goes, again, we'll manually enroll you. You just need to fill out our internal application. So this is what our course website looks like, and I have your guys's email, so I'll go ahead and email you this direct link if you don't have it. But what you'll do in order to register for the course is you'll click the Apply Now button, and then you'll complete all the action items in that actual application. It's pretty straightforward. All of the scholarships that we talked about are on that third tab that says Application Process, Deadline, and Scholarships. Again, if you click the Apply Now button, you're not committing. You commit once you sign that actual travel course commitment form. And for the special funds here, the $2,000, you're going to also need to make sure that you complete the other grant application. It's really important that you do both, because if it fills up, we're going to go by who committed first and who completed the application first. This is what our internal application looks like. It's pretty simple. We'll ask for academic information. Some students are asking, do I have to have my passport before committing to the course? No, but you definitely want to get it as soon as possible. Just let me know if you don't have it, and you'll just upload it whenever you get it back. The COVID card is optional. If you don't plan on getting a COVID vaccination or don't have one, you'll just sign a little paper that says I don't plan on getting vaccinated and upload it. So it'll check that off. And then there's a commit button at the top. You can click that and it'll show that you're committed, but we go based off of the travel course commitment form because it looks really enticing to just click that button. So once December 1st goes around, we'll check and see who signed the actual travel course commitment form. Yeah, I think that covers everything. What questions do you guys have?
So to reiterate, I'm looking at the online application. Mm-hmm. You mentioned being one of the first 15 to enroll in the course. Does that mean
to register and commit? So typically we would just go by registration, but if a lot of students apply for it, we're going to go based off of commitment and then completion.
Okay, so commitment would be finishing all of the stuff in the portal.
Yeah, and signing the form is the most important part. Yeah.
And then registration, that's just going through self-service and registering yourself.
So you don't have to do anything through self-service. You may let your student success coach know that you plan on taking it, but we'll manually enroll you. All you have to do is worry about our internal application items.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Thank you.
On self-service, the course is already in my schedule and I'm able, pretty sure to I press the enroll button, but it's already there. Should I remove that?
So is there a non-travel section as well?
I don't think so.
No, I'll double check it. I think you can add it, you can plan it.
But you can't enroll in it.
You can't enroll. I'll double check though, because you shouldn't be able to enroll.
I think it's on Wednesday, so we'll find out for sure then.
Yeah. So. Anything else?
How many people have registered or enrolled in the thing yet?
Yeah, we have, as far as registration goes, I think we have 15 students. I did an audit of the grant application and not a lot of them did the grant application.
Okay.
So I don't know.
Not all of them are C.C. Collins College of Business.
As well, yeah.
Okay.
So you have to be in that college to qualify as well. So
That's what the 15 applies, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so you have to do the grant application.
Yes.
To qualify for being one of the 15.
Yes. Okay. I would do that ASAP. It's not super hard. It's pretty simple, honestly. I think you just write a paragraph or something. I don't know. What other questions? Nope.
Is there an email that was sent out with the grant application and the register?
Yeah, I've sent out a few emails about the courses in general. So you may be able to find one, but right after this, your email's there. I'll just email you the link to this.
Okay.
And the scholarship application is linked in this on that third tab.
Okay.
So you'll be able to get to that pretty quickly.
Perfect.
Yeah. Anything else?
But do we know, last time we did lectures and guest lectures from RGU and all that, what